as the first week of the minor league season is for shaking off the rust and bringing the new blood in. The second week is for cleanup and refinement. Both these teams in opposite starts so far, but looking good nonetheless, brings us to Albuquerque, New Mexico, as the Albuquerque Atoms look to turn things around from the Week 1 matchup, facing a very game Nashville Tempo squad that's looking to get themselves back to the championship game just like last season. Hello everyone and welcome to Albuquerque. I am Brett Sahlberg along with Tyler Falk on my broadcast booth, and of course, as always, producer and commissioner extraordinaire Cameron Irvine behind pressing the keys. Tyler, a little bit of a flip reverse for us in terms of roles tonight. Both these teams scored 31 points but had opposite results. Albuquerque lost 41-31, whereas Nashville won 31-21. What do these two teams need to do to, kind of change things from their first week?
Well, how the turntables, don't it, Brett? Thanks for having me on board. Here's the big thing. Another turntable matchup between these two teams. Nashville was at home for their initial meeting, which they they won against Albuquerque. They're looking to do the same thing here on the road against Albuquerque. Man, this should be a fun game. Lots of exciting talent to watch here on the field tonight, Brett. I can't wait.
Yeah, and an audition with these two squads as well. Albuquerque and Nashville are going to see Major League time coming next season as away we go. Kickoff heading Nashville's way. Spot at the 10-yard line. Returning the football is Elliot Pope Jr. as he passes the 30-yard line. Shakes a couple defenders. A fumble! Fumble recovered by Nashville, so nothing bad happening initially on, but definitely some shocks from the Nashville side as they still get the football despite the fumble.
Well, that's just a good pickup from the cornerback there. Just Johnny on the spot, cleaning up for Elliot Pope, the undrafted wide receiver from last season, returning to Nashville, and that's just shaking up the nerves here away from friendly confines this week. Well, you got to get those nerves out some way. Good way to get them out here early.
Nashville going to start things off at the 35-yard line. Ocean James, the quarterback, with a delayed handoff. Looks to be to Isaac Knox, who gets a decent amount of space for 7 yards. Isaac Knox coming off a 71-yard and 2-touchdown performance last week. Gets him to second and three.
He's really trying to pick up where he left off. The league's leading rusher from a minor league season ago for Chicago in their championship run last season, looking to maintain the momentum here in week 2.
Yeah, another handoff, this time to the other running back in Tino Sosa. That goes nowhere. And let us introduce the offense of the Nashville Tempo. We have mentioned Ocean James, the quarterback, as well as the halfback duo Isaac Knox and Tino Sosa. The wide receiver duo is Elliot Pope Jr. and Easton King. Tight end duos is Nate Moose LeMay and Krista Matz, along with the edge tackles of Bryce Randall and Hammy Wheeler. Single back setup on 3rd and 3. Another handoff, this time to Knox, which will get enough space for the first down. Gets near the midway point of the field for first down.
And I really like what Nashville's doing early. Establish the tempo, if you will, on the ground, getting both Sosa and Knox involved early.
Yeah, and they only had 22 carries between each other last week as they relied on Ocean James a lot, who did struggle. 17 of 40 for 232, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Pope, the motion man, is going to go from right to left in the formation. Stay with the split backs. Ocean James with a fake handoff, has plenty of time to swing around, overthrows his target, looking for King on that cross route, leads to an incompletion, 2nd and 10.
Now, I like the play call there. They ran 3 straight runs. Let's try and unsettle this defense a little bit. And unfortunately for the rookie quarterback, he'll get another chance to throw this one, Ocean James will, but unfortunately just to overthrow his first pass of the game.
Another split back on 2nd and 10. Both receivers out wide. James to throw. Finds his target. That's Pope Jr. to get a 4-yard gain to the midfield marker, 3rd and 6.
That's just good from Pope, who comes back after the return fumble, gets back involved with his quarterback, gets the first reception of the ball game, and brings up a much more 3rd and manageable with 3 wide receivers.
3 receivers set on 3rd and 6. They do have 2 backs to worry about, but James will step back and look for a target. Almost intercepted. Great work from the defense as Sullivan Tyson, the free safety, gets his hands on it and will force Nashville to punt this football away.
when you spread the field with 3 wide, you always have to be on top of the slot receiver. They can usually be a lot more quicker than your inside corners. Just a great heads-up play from the free safety Tyson to get in there, who played for Baltimore. He has a great coaching staff in Baltimore, learning from them all season long here in season 22, now on display here in Albuquerque.
Fair catch called at the 13-yard line will bring back the Albuquerque offense, led by Roquan Dots, who had a very clean line despite the loss to Bossier City in week 1. 23 of 36 for 300 yards. Tyler, if you're Roquan Dots, what are you looking to do to improve after that first week?
You just keep doing what you're doing at that point. You stay in that rhythm. You don't really wash your clothes at that point. You just eat the same thing. You want to stay on rhythm and on pace.
1st and 10 at the 13. 3 receivers set with 1 in the back. Dots will have an early throw, 1st down, and finds his target down the field, Bobby Tarantino. And that is a big gain for Albuquerque to start things off at the 35-yard line. Quick 1st down.
Bobby Tarantino showing up in the SFL championship game just a few days ago. And he shows how he's able to get open against Florida, and he shows here in Albuquerque how to get by defenders here in Nashville.
And just 1 play for Albuquerque nets them 22 yards immediately for 1st down. Dots lining up in a 3-receiver set. His running back kind of on the offset. It's going to be a toss play to that offset running back. He's going to net them 1 yard as the defense does a great work to get to the running back. And let's introduce you to the Albuquerque Adams offense. We mentioned Roquan Dots, the main running back that didn't get the handoff. Craig Reynolds is part of that offense as well. The wide receiver trio is Clarence Lee, Bobby Tarantino, and Dalton Barker. Double tight ends and Dot Williams and Tyler Gregory, as we'll get right to the last guy. And there's a deep throw down the field that is caught. Roquan Dots with an amazing arm to get it down the field, and along with that, there's going to be a face mask call that's going to add a couple yards to that play.
How about that throw? Dots living up to his namesake and just firing in a dime. Nashville were trying to come around to that weak hand side. In fact, they nearly got there, but great blocking on the front of the line to delay the pass rush, which allowed Dots to set and throw and find his man. And they're just inside the red zone now. What a great drive, opening drive for Albuquerque.
Another 1st down, another throw for Dots as he's got plenty of time, but runs out of it as Nashville gets to him. That's going to be Deterian Darshington with his 1st sack of the SFLm season.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that's what they were trying to do on the last play. Darshington was denied at the play we were just talking about, but he fights again, fighting off his men on the line, and gets around to get to Dots in the backfield, who just took too much time.
And just like that, Albuquerque outside the red zone. They're going to roll things out to Dots. He gets hit as he throws. And it looked like he had some open targets down the field, but as he got hit, the ball kind of just jarred loose a little bit. 3rd and 15 now for Albuquerque.
I'll tell you what, these defensive ends realize what Dots can do if he's able to scramble. Dots last week, 2 attempts on the ground, 11 yards in total, which could have gotten back the yards lost on the sack, but here he goes, 3rd and long now.
Yeah, no doubts about this. Is a 5-receiver set, and it's fumbled on the throw. The offensive tackle manages to grab it, but nonetheless, it's going to be 4th down for Albuquerque. Great work from the pursuing Nashville defensive line to push them further back and create doubt for this 4th and 23 field goal attempt.
I will tell you what, Brett, the tempo of the defense really picked up right at the last 3 plays to get into Dots' head and really just force some bad throws, force a sack, force maybe a fumble. We're going to get a challenge here from the Albuquerque sideline here, trying to deny the attempted fumble call.
And let's take a retroactive look, brought to you by Retroid. Get yourself a Retroid Pocket 3 Plus at GoRetroid.com. And the main contestant is whether or not the ball was forward before he threw it. Let's see what they call. And they are going to overturn it, and results in an incompletion but it still remains 4th and 15, but it makes the field goal a little bit easier.
Absolutely. And I think the big thing is it's so nip and tuck and tight to try and figure out whether or not someone's arm is moving forward in the passing motion. I think that's so close to call, but I think the refs got that one here. And as he said, it brings up a much closer field goal attempt. I wouldn't necessarily say easy here for the kicker for Albuquerque.
Yeah, and what was going to be a 46-yarder turns into a 38 for Albuquerque off the right hash. Kick is up and it goes straight down Main Street. Albuquerque striking first in a quick drive, minute 52 on 7 plays. And yeah, a lot of it was just the early head-on plays for Albuquerque to get themselves inside the 20.
A couple of great throws from Dots to help set them up in scoring position, but the defense for the tempo, they are the story of the show on the later part of the drive, denying Albuquerque 7 and just hold them to 3.
Yeah, great work from the defensive line for Nashville to respond in kind to Albuquerque's quick attack as they're going to get the football back. This is going to be returned by Easton King this time. Coming through, he manages to hold onto the ball after a tough hit, and Nashville will start their offense at the 33.
Elliott Pope Jr. only had one kickoff return last week as well, and now maybe they're trying to get Easton King more involved like they did last week with 3 returns for about the same average yards as Elliott, totaling in total 76 yards on 3 kick returns. Elliott Pope only 25 yards on his own lone return last week. About the same here for both men here on their first returns.
First down, Ocean James to step back and throw, and it's intercepted immediately off the hop. That's going to be Sidney Galloway, who had one pass deflection, almost interception last week, gets an interception here, and Albuquerque quickly turns the tables.
I'll tell you what, and that's just the experience of these development players. Galloway returning for another season in the minor league from the defunct Portland Fleet SFL franchise, and really just setting themselves in the middle of the passing lane in front of Ocean James. And Ocean James, unfortunately, now has 3 interceptions on the season.
And now Roquan Dots and company starting in ideal territory at the Nashville 41. They're going to start 1st and 10 with a 3-receiver set. And again, Dots is going to throw. We haven't seen a lot of runs from him so far, and he slings it, almost gets to his target in Dalton Barker this time, but just couldn't find the marker. Ball goes in and out, 2nd down.
That's just a great play from the cornerback, who's able to hit Barker as the ball was arriving in just the right time, so it's not a penalty. Great heads-up play, 2nd down.
And quick reset for the Albuquerque offense. They'll still have those 3 receivers out, but they're going to flip it. Offset halfback to Roquan's left as they shift Reynolds to the right now. Play clock down to 7 as they snap the ball. Dots to throw again. He's got plenty of time in the pocket. Slings the rock down. It is deflected by the defender in front of the football. That was Marcus Freeman. Didn't have any touches of the football last week. Just 6 tackles to his name, but he's got a PD in this one.
I'll tell you what, that's just the coaching staff of Nashville recognizing the situation that Nashville presented itself. They try and ran the same exact play, which got them into the red zone on the last drive. They stop it this time.
4 receivers out for Albuquerque. Nashville only bringing 3 to the line. Dots to set back. He's got time. Good blocking from the offensive line. Slings it out and almost deflected again. This time Freeman gets a 2nd touch at it, and no yards gained for Albuquerque will result in 4th down.
Now, there was some heckling from the Albuquerque faithful against their old line in the last drive, but they did a fantastic job of trying to hold back the 3-man rush for as long as possible. But again, Freeman, right place, right time on back-to-back plays, and this will set up a punt.
And yeah, this is a little bit too far in minor league ranges for our kickers out there, so that's going to be a punt of the football. And it's going to be fair caught at around the 18-yard line. No desire from Elliott Pope Jr. to get that football any forward, and Nashville will once again start inside the 20-yard line for their ensuing drive.
Here, Ocean James, now you have to shake off the interception from the last drive. You have to get some good coaching from Nashville and realize you still got plenty of time in this football game. You don't have to force any more passes. Let's try and establish a drive here.
Definitely looking for a different performance than 17 of 40 last week.
Oh,
it's intercepted once again. The linebacking core this time coming in. That looks to be Seth Berlin who gets the interception.
Check that, Sunny Sky on her second interception on the season already. Back-to-back weeks, and this game has gone quickly from Nashville trying to establish things to Albuquerque taking over early.
Yeah, Sunny Sky, definitely the defensive player of the game last week for Albuquerque. 8 tackles, 2 TFLs, and an interception. And that gets another one this week. Dots set back to throw on first down. A short pass up to Dalton Barker. He's going to get 7 yards on the catch and run. It's going to set them up nicely for second down.
And that's a bit better from Albuquerque. They tried going over the middle and deep over the middle in the last 2 passing attempts. They tell Dots, hey, let's just check it down. Let's get a few yards and set ourselves up for a much easier second down. And they executed to perfection. Have the off-eye set formation here close, and they don't go that way.
Yeah, they're going to get their first handoff to Craig Reynolds, who's coming off a 66-yard, 1-touchdown performance last week in Albuquerque's loss. He's going to move them 2 yards more forward for a 3rd and 1.
Now they're trying to overload that side. Now I'm more realizing why they didn't go up the middle, as Nashville were also collapsing hard on the outside, which allowed for Nashville to protect maybe a potential pitch this way. I'd go right up the gut again here on 3rd and short.
Yeah, they got the fullback right in front of Reynolds this time, as they're going to shift a receiver from right to left. It's going to be a toss play over to Reynolds. He's got plenty of space as he gets inside the 5 and manages to get down. Good last-ditch tackle from Jamal Ballard before getting the touchdown, which sets up now an Albuquerque 1st and goal.
And how about this offensive line led by guard Mango Moody, who get a great push on the front of the line. You saw Mango left of the center, just helping to deny the backside rush, but everyone from Albuquerque working hard just for an extra yard, and they get themselves close inside the 5-yard line.
You saw on the replay there, great block from tight end Tyler Gregory as well, who can not only do it with his hands, but can do it on the block as well. 1st and goal, and they go pass inside the 5, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. Perfect spot placement for Williams, but just couldn't get his hands on it. 2nd and goal.
That's a perfect pass from Dots. If I'm the OC over at Albuquerque, I'm telling him, you throw that pass again, he'll try and catch that again, because that was picture perfect. Do it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too shaken off if I'm Roquan Dots. That was a perfect throw, like you said. 2nd and goal. They've got split backs, and they're going to hand it off to Reynolds right down the middle, and just can't get through. Nashville again stops them, this time in the form of Chris Delro coming in. And now it's going to be 3rd and goal at the 2.
Member of the Sky Gang for seasons 21 and 22 of the SFL, and he shows why he is a veteran, not just in the league already, but one of the leaders of this Nashville team. Can he do it one more time?
One last handoff and gets stuffed at the line. Chris Delro once again stuffing the running back, this time at the line of scrimmage. Says, you ain't getting 6, be lucky to get 3.
Last drive, it was Marcus Freeman on back-to-back plays with 2 crucial deflections. This time it's Chris Delro, the other strong safety, with the back-to-back tackles denying the touchdown. Great last-ditch effort from this Nashville defense to deny touchdowns.
And the kick will be up and good from 19 yards as Albuquerque will extend that lead to 6-0. Definitely thinking in their heads it could be 14-0, but at this point they will take the points. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the join the community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It is never too late to get involved. As Easton King gets himself involved by starting Nashville at the 34-yard line. And Tyler, it's been a little bit of a struggle in this first quarter for Nashville, moving the football forward. Your quarterback's got 2 interceptions already in this stage. What would be your game plan?
Yeah, on back-to-back throws, nonetheless. And he's just got to get out of this rut. I think they're only down by 6. I don't understand the reasoning for trying to get back in the air, though I could also see it as maybe trying to boost some confidence, but I like this run to start the drive here.
Yeah, they're going to give him a favorable 3 yards for Isaac Knox. And let's quickly talk about this Albuquerque defense that has really shut things down in this first quarter. Defensive end highlighted as Seth Harrison, number 99. Linebacking core involves Seth Berlin, Lucas Gilbert, and Sonny Sky. Corners involving Max Quimby, Dustin Sokasey, and Sidney Galloway, as that is incomplete and will force a 3rd down. Great job from Sonny Sky to move forward. And then the 2 safeties highlighted, free safety Sullivan Tyson and strong safety Dylan Bamsler. Go through that play, Tyler.
4 straight incompletions now for Ocean James, and it's this defense that's doing it. They've been swarming all over the field here early in this first quarter, and they're not giving Ocean James opportunities to fit the football in.
Yeah, it's going to be a forced throw here on 3rd and 7. Offensive line giving enough pressure, but now it's a deep catch to Elliott Pope Jr. It's got some space, but fumbles the football!
No!
And it's going to be recovered by Albuquerque! Another fumble from Elliott Pope Jr., this time after the catch, and it's going to be recovered by Sullivan Tyson.
Just when you think everything is finally turned around, it's now double whammy for Elliott Pope Jr. He's had one too many Butterfingers, it would seem. Got to get some new gloves, my friend. But what an opportunistic defense. The 3rd takeaway of the ballgame for Albuquerque, and now they're back on the horse.
Yeah, and you have to think, if you're Albuquerque, and you're definitely thinking from a Joshua Williams perspective, you've got to take advantage of this and not settle for 3 points, as they're going to toss things off to Craig Reynolds, who's going to get 4 yards. They are getting points through field goals, but they have been stifled in the red zone by the Nashville defense at this stage. How can they move forward past that?
Well, right now, if the defense keeps forcing turnovers, I don't think you really have to change anything. The touchdowns will come. There will be a straw that breaks this camel's back for the Nashville defense. They just have to keep chipping away at it.
They go with the other back on 2nd down in the split backs formation. They're going to get another 3 yards out of it. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Albuquerque offense.
So what happens now for Albuquerque? 3rd and 4, and you're on your own side of the territory, which has been a good source of 3rd down conversions for Albuquerque. They haven't been able to convert a 3rd down deep in Nashville territory, so I'd maybe run a draw pattern over the middle.
And it looks like they're heading forward. He gets hit as he throws, looking Tarantino's way, but the hit forces the ball to go short, and Albuquerque does not take advantage of the fumble, and it's 4th down.
They run maybe a longer developing play. They run a short little out route near the sticks and a longer higher in route near maybe 15 yards past the line of scrimmage, which is good, but you really have to have a stronger offensive line to help the play set up, and unfortunately, it just didn't do it for Albuquerque this time.
And it wasn't a bad idea going Tarantino's way. He did go for 109 yards last week, as the punt is returned by Pope Jr. to the 41-yard line. And now it's Nashville's turn to really shake off the rust. It's now been 3 straight turnovers on 3 straight drives. Is it just at this point run the football until you start getting that confidence back for Ocean James?
Well, Ocean James should have a little bit more confidence now. He's completed a pass. He knows he can complete a pass. Now it's just a matter of, can we maintain ball security? That's the one thing I'm sure the Nashville coaching staff were preaching to their entire team when they got back to the sideline.
Toss play on 1st down. They're going to go to Isaac Knox, who does have a little bit of space and will get 5 yards before getting stopped by Sky, who is really getting involved in this latter part of the first quarter for Albuquerque.
And how about that for a statement? One of the most sure-handed ball carriers out there gets the 1st down call, and that is a good way to set up momentum and tempo for this offense.
They got Sosa in the back for 2nd down this time. A little bit of a rest for the 5 yards for Isaac Knox, and they're going to hand it off to him, but it gets stuffed right away by the Albuquerque defense. Bullard gets himself past the offensive line for a loss of 3.
And they send Bullard on the outside linebacker blitz, maybe anticipating a run on the outside, but he gets there as the handoff occurs. A great play call from Albuquerque to set Nashville back.
Trips bunch on 3rd down to the left side. And then he's going to roll out past that, sling it to it, and it's going to be deflected. Had Easton King open, but the front defender just got his hands onto it, and Nashville forced to punt this football again.
Now that looked to me more like a cover two with a cloud zone on the outside. And that's Maxwell Quimby, who's more or less being told he's got to play more to the outside, but in case somebody gets behind him, he can go ahead and just shuffle back. And that's exactly what he did. And he makes a great play on the football to set up another punt.
A deep punt from Nashville will be received and only taken a couple yards to the 24-yard line. And now Albuquerque, once again, we're starting to see this ping pong battle between these two teams. Not really getting their offenses going. The defenses are really starting to highlight themselves in this latter half of the first quarter.
And with both teams scoring 31 points, both these defenses knew coming into today that they had to control these explosive offenses. They've done a great job so far for nearly 10 minutes of play.
Yeah, and we look at that offset formation that we see from the Albuquerque offense as Craig Reynolds gets 7 yards on the toss. That has been very beneficial in this first quarter for Albuquerque. That's been getting them positive yards on many first downs.
They're trying to swing it to the outside, get some speed out there, get the legs moving before the handoff occurs, which could cause a little bit of separation, and then it did indeed just do that for 7.
2nd and 3, they've got heavy set. They've got a big offensive line along with 2 tight ends. It's going to be another toss play. Nashville guessing right, though. A swarm of white, green, and yellow to stop the running back, and that's going to be a 1-yard loss. And just like that, it's going to be the end of the first quarter. Albuquerque has struck first in a 6-0 defensive battle. This is the SFL Minor League on YouTube. Brett Solberg along with TF Tyler Falk welcoming you back in the second quarter. Albuquerque, New Mexico is the location as the home team Adams currently have the early lead over the Nashville Tempo 6-0 as they have a 3rd and 6 coming up. Dots will step himself back and slight overthrow on what looked to be a fairly easy pass to Dalton Barker. It's going to force a 4th down.
I'm surprised they didn't run a quick hitch on the outside. There was so much space, about 10 yards between the outside receivers and their designated quarterbacks. But the Nashville Tempo, maybe expecting more of a short over-the-middle pass, just clog that middle with everybody. A very short and narrow zone, not allowing Dots to get anything going over the middle.
Punt is away, and Nashville will have another opportunity this time to return it. It's going to be Pope Jr. crossing the 35-yard line, and they will plant that football at the 35. And now, if you're Nashville, I'd be focused on just shaking that first quarter woes off of you. It's a new quarter. 0-0 should be the mentality.
Now, the last drive ended in a punt, and I think that's a good thing. Well, what are you talking about, Tyler? A punt's usually a bad thing. Well, considering there was 3 consecutive turnovers for this Nashville offense, a punt is a much more reasonable outcome of a drive. Now they're going to look to try and move past that.
Albuquerque was showing blitz on first down, but the Tempo smartly decide to go Isaac Knox up the middle, and they will get positive yardage, 4 yards to set up 2nd and 6. Things to reset here, 2nd and 6. It's going to be one receiver to the right with an offset fullback to the right side as well. And they're going to go toss to Sosa, and the Albuquerque defense guessed right again. The linebacking core for this Adams squad has made it troublesome for the Nashville run game.
They love trying to stop the outside run. That is their bread and butter, the Albuquerque defense, and they stop them again there, setting up a 3rd and 6 yards, and looks like they're going to play close to the line. Maybe it's going to be a cover 2 look out of Albuquerque to try and stop anything short.
James to drop. It is a delayed blitz, and they will get to him just behind the line of scrimmage as he tries to scramble out, and they're going to credit Sunny Sky with another sack to the marker.
A beautiful play call and a beautiful play design. It was a cover 2, and they come away with a beautiful stop. They deny anything from developing for the Nashville offense, and now the Nashville defense has to reappear.
And that'll be Sky's first sack of this minor league season and 3rd tackle for loss, all considered, as fair catch is going to be called at the 32-yard line. And if I'm Albuquerque, you've got to be happy with your defense, because As much as your offense has been rolling, you have been stifled in certain situations, and you've only got 6 points to your name so far.
I think the big key now for Albuquerque is just try and find that rhythm from the middle of the first quarter when you were making takeaways and trying to establish yourselves. But now they cannot afford to be on the back foot against this tough Nashville defense.
And they're going to pass on first down. Dots finds his target, Barker, and he's got some space over to the right side. And I would say that's a quick flip of the field as he gets stopped at the 40-yard line. One play, flip the field for Albuquerque.
Millimeters away from being intercepted. A dot again from Dots, who gets it out in front of Bentley Bonner, who is coming in hot from his corner spot, but beautiful timing on the throw results in a completion and a long reception of 28 yards for Barker.
Yeah, and now Albuquerque doesn't look like they want to quit this pass game. They got 3 receivers onto the right side, but they are going to toss it instead, and the Nashville line manages to get to the running back. 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12.
Now, if I'm Albuquerque, that's exactly how you want that play to develop, except on the offensive line. You have all 3 receivers out there blocking the corners, which could allow the running back to get out there, but instead, a great upfront push from this Nashville line gets in the backfield.
Yeah, quick catch from Dots to what looked to be Bobby Tarantino coming in again, as he hasn't had a lot of catches in this first half, but he's gotten some good ones, and now it's 3rd and 2.
That's a simple little play called. They needed a couple of yards just to get to 3rd and manageable. This is certainly manageable. Your playbook is wide open here on 3rd and 2.
And they're going to go heavy set on the right for 3rd down. They are going to move one of their receivers to the slot side on the left, but they're still going to hand it off, and it looks to be Craig Reynolds coming in. Just barely gets himself the first down. Check that. That's going to be Watson coming in and getting just enough for the first down.
So what do you do in a nitty-gritty football game, an old-school style football game where only 6 points are on the board? You play power, tough football. You go old school, and you run it right up the gut, and you get the first down.
There's that offset halfback formation once again, but they're going to decide to pass it. Dots with a little bit of space finds his target. It's in and out of the hands of Williams. Once again, he had that drop in the end zone. This time he gets hit, and it jars the ball loose for 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, and these defenders know exactly what's coming. They know Dots wants to throw the football, and so they have to be right in the right places at the right times, and again, they're there to stuff out the pass.
2nd and 10, 2 receivers to the left, along with an offset halfback to the left. It's going to be Reynolds on the toss. He's going to find some space cutting inside and will get 8 yards on the carry, and that's big for Albuquerque. That's going to set up in a 3rd and very manageable situation.
That's back-to-back 2nd downs where they had to pick up a good chunk of yards to get them back on schedule, and what a heads-up play from Reynolds. Recognizing the outside is completely covered, cuts it back inside to get those yards.
Split back formation with Tyler Gregory acting as the 2nd halfback. They're going to hand it off to the other running back. Just cannot get through. Good job from the Nashville defense to stop them short, and now it's decision time. 4th and inches for Albuquerque.
Short stops him short. How about that? He definitely wasn't short on the play, the defender was. He stops Albuquerque short of the line to gain with a huge hit and plants the tail back into the ground. And maybe it'll grow into a field goal. Who knows?
Yeah, and it's going to be Janikowski coming in for the 3rd time, and he is now 3 of 3 as he nails that one dead center once again, giving an extension to the Albuquerque lead. It is now 9-0 for the hometown Adams. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. That's more than one per day, folks. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action and help the channel grow through your support. Kickoff up all the way to the 1-yard line. It's going to be returned by Easton King as he crosses the 20-yard line. Gets good spacing from his special teams unit and will get it all the way up to the 30-yard line. Nashville has to find something in that offense to move themselves forward, because the only thing moving forward right now is the kickoff.
And I mean, there are other ways to move the football, but I mean, That's all they are doing. I mean, what has to be said is this offense just really has to get their act in gear, and they can. We saw it last week. They scored 31 points in the win. They have to rekindle that magic when they were playing at home versus San Jose.
Yeah, and the big thing here is that I think they need to get a more established run game going, get the pressure off Ocean James a little bit so that they can perform in the third quarter a little bit better. 1st and 10 at the 30. And they are going to give James an option to pass here, and it's going to be a deep throw and a one-handed catch. Fantastic haul in from Elliott Pope Jr. to move the chains.
He ain't dropping their fumble in that time. What a fantastic catch, partner. He had to go out and extend his aims. He's shorter than his opposite number, Sidney Galloway, just by a little bit, and he finds a way to extend his arms beyond Galloway and picks up a beautiful catch to midfield.
Yeah, and that is what the doctor ordered for this Nashville offense. Midfield now on 1st and 10. And they're going to give Ocean James another chance. Roll out to the left and finds his target. Another first down to McMullen for another first down.
Now everything starts churning. Now the band is getting back together. Ocean James now maybe starting to settle in on the drive. Already 2 of 2 on the drive and just starting maybe to see and read the defense a bit better.
And if I'm a quarterback, the big thing I want to do is just settle things down after what could be called a tumultuous first quarter. And that is exactly what you need. Split backs, 1st and 10. They're going to shift King from left to right over to the slot side. Another pass coming up from Ocean James. The pocket collapsing, but finds Pope Jr. once again, crossing the 20-yard line. And for the first time in this game, Nashville are in the red zone.
Elliott Pope coming on strong here on this drive. It was very tumultuous, going back to your early point, for Pope in that first quarter. But here in the second, he has come alive with 2 crucial catches on this drive to help them get inside the red zone.
I guess you could say that the prayers have been answered by Pope Jr. on this drive to help them get to the red zone. Now inside the 18-yard line at 1st and 10. They're going to toss this ball up to Sosa, and again, the Albuquerque defense has been doing great work to stuff any possibility of an outside run. This time it's Socasey with the stop. Second and 9 coming up. We're going to go split backs. James back to throw, a short drop, and we'll find Pope on the short in route. Will get 5 yards, set up a manageable 3rd and 5.
What an excellent stand from the Nashville offensive line there. Just, they understood they had to hold each to a man, 5-man rush, just to allow James to find Pope over the middle.
Again, like I said, the very manageable 3rd and 5. We've got the 3 receivers set. They are going to shift Elliott Pope Jr. from opposite side slots now to the right side. And there's going to be some open space if he can get deep. James back to throw once again. It's going to be a dump off to Isaac Knox, who's got some space and will get himself to the end zone. Put 6 on the board for the Nashville Tempo. They found themselves awake here in Albuquerque.
That's just a beautiful play call. They get Pope on the outside, and both receivers go deep, forcing the coverage out of the area and allowing Knox to have nothing but open field on that far side, and he's able to make a man miss and get in for the score. Our first touchdown of the ball game, and Nashville is right back in it.
Knox had 2 rushing touchdowns last week in the win against San Jose. Now has himself a receiving touchdown to his name. That's going to be his 3rd of this early season, as the kicker in Charles Franz gets the extra point up and good. And now this is a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Now 9-7. Still a 2-point lead for this Albuquerque Adams squad.
After so much inconsistency in the passing game in the first quarter, I have to credit Ocean James for finally settling himself down, settling those waves, if you will, and being very accurate and very precise, going perfect on the last drive.
And the kick is away. They're going to get it at the 6-yard line. And it will be a decent return up to the 30-yard line for Albuquerque. Now, let's flip the coin a little bit for Albuquerque. You've had many chances, I would say, inside the red zone to convert into scores, but you've only got field goals to your name. The goal here should be to cross that proverbial line and get to the end zone.
And they can do it. They've shown they can do it, but they have to crack the code on this Nashville defense to do it. And right now, with Nashville's corners playing deep and far back, expect hopefully for Albuquerque something short to take advantage of that.
1st and 10, and is going to be a stretch handoff to Reynolds, and he will get 4 yards on the play, but it is stopped by Tommy Wellbrock-Busey, who had 12 tackles in the last week matchup, was definitely all over the field, included a pick 6 to his name. So it's surprising we haven't heard about his name yet so far in this game.
When those corners back off, you have to have quick linebackers to be able to get to the outside to cover that area in case there is a run. Tommy did a great job there.
2nd and 6, they are going to move Tarantino from left to right. There's going to be an inside drop off, and it's going to get a nice run from Watson, who will get close to the 1st down marker, just behind it for 3rd and inches.
A great tackle to stop it short, but Albuquerque's drive looks pretty promising. Now, how does Nashville buck up here? How do they wall up and try and stop this 3rd and short attempt? Because right now, I'm giving the ball, if I'm Albuquerque, to Reynolds up to the right side, and they're going to do that too.
Toss play, and is stuffed from the outside corner. Great work from Bentley Bonner to stuff the outside run when it looked to be an outside run, and that's going to be 4th down for Albuquerque.
Early in the game, they had that formation. They ran up the gut, and it worked well. They now run the same exact formation, but try and go to the outside. But this time, Nashville was alive to the run out of the formation. Great heads-up awareness. Nashville will take over.
And Pope Jr. trying to get himself a little bit extra yardage on the punt return. Gets stuffed right away from Gibson. So Nashville will start themselves at the 19-yard line. And now it's all about building from the last drive. As we have hit the 2-minute warning, Nashville gets themselves on the board, but Albuquerque still holds a tight 2-point lead as we come back after these quick non-messages. $120 seconds left to go in the second quarter. It is a 9-7 ball game in favor of the Albuquerque Adams as Nashville will start themselves at the 19-yard line. 1st down, Ocean James with a quick pass to one of his favorite targets early on, Elliott Pope Jr., for a 9.5-yard gain.
Elliott Pope must like the number 2 because he has caught everything thrown his way in this second quarter.
And it's helped improve Ocean James's numbers. Now 8 of 14 from what looked to be a little bit of a woeful first quarter. There's going to be a heavy set on 2nd down, and they are going to toss this ball off to Isaac Knox, but the Albuquerque defense are ready for it. Sullivan Tyson, along with another defender with the joint tackle. It looked to be Gilbert along with that to stop them right behind the line of scrimmage.
And it looked like you know how we usually say they spy the QB? Well, they were spying the tailback because they know how dangerous Knox can be.
And now Knox getting a rest. It's going to be Sosa in the backfield, and they will toss it the other way. There is plenty of space. Will get the 1st down and then some. Past the 35-yard line, will get himself to the 37, and Albuquerque will call their first timeout.
Easton King, the wide receiver out of San Diego, with a good block on the outside to just help out and just maintain a little bit more of a lane for Sosa to run into and pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, check that. It was Nashville's first timeout as they want to keep the clock to a standstill and try to get these points off the board. James step back to throw on 1st down. Hand gets deflected on the pass. It looked to be Gilbert once again involved in that play. 2nd and 10.
That's a bit more shades of the first quarter, but in a different scenario where James is just trying to force a pass, and now he doesn't have as much time on the side, so I understand the frustration, understand the impetus of trying to get things going, but you still got time, still got a couple timeouts though.
2nd and 10, they are going to move a tight end, look to be Krista Matz over to the right side. And the play clock down, and James will step back to throw and finds, looks to be Pope Jr. once again for another 9 yards, and Nashville will call their 2nd timeout.
Now they're getting things going here for Nashville. Now they only have 1 timeout and probably want to save that just for the field goal, so they now have now have to rely on some more out routes. Maybe get Elliott Pope doing, maybe a deep corner route or something. But right now, he's got plenty of space short. I'd run a little hitch route or out route to the outside, get him involved again.
Albuquerque's defenders are stepped back deep, and they are going to dump it off this time to Isaac Knox, who will get the first down, and more importantly, get out of bounds to stop the clock with 50 seconds left.
And when I think they're going to do something with the wide receiver, they go back to the tailback on a swing pass, and it's worked now twice to either get a touchdown or a first down.
And it's big here, like I said, getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, didn't have to use their third timeout. And now the three receivers set. They've got Pope Jr. solo, and look at this corner, stepping back further, expecting a deep route. James back to throw, and they're going to go the opposite way. Look to be Easton King's side. Maybe an ill-advised throw as Pope Jr. went with a quick in route and was wide open. Nonetheless, second down.
Sullivan Dyson along the rest of his Adams teammates, again, expecting that deeper throw, backing off on coverage, maybe changing up the play a little bit, maybe from a short yardage cover 2 to a more deeper cover 3, which put him right in the right spot to make the play.
Pope Jr. shifting himself in motion now to the slot side, and again, look at the open space that Pope has. You'd be highlighting him as much as possible. Instead, they're going to try to throw it to the right side, does not find the target. Now it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Nashville offense.
Just great coaching from Albuquerque, setting that first line of defenders in the zone, expecting a pass to go that way, and again, taking advantage of the play and getting it done. Now it's a 4-wide situation. I would expect an inside slot maybe going on a nice little streak here to help out.
They're going to shift Pope once again to balance out this formation. Now on the right side slot for 3rd and 10. Play clock down to 10. They're going to snap it. James finds Pope on the slot side and will get a first down, and they're going to hurry up this football.
He's in communion right now with his quarterback. An excellent play design as Albuquerque send the blitz. And Pope was just there in the open spot as Albuquerque tried to go maybe more aggressive. They tried and brought off a defensive lineman to go back in coverage, which allowed Pope, the much speedier man of the two, to get behind him and get the pass.
They spiked the ball on first down to stop the clock at 33 seconds. They've got 3 out once again on the 2nd and 10. James to drop back heavy, blitz from Albuquerque, and he's going to find Pope Jr. amongst a swarm of neon green for another first down. They're going to hurry up this football once again. And they're going to decide to pass once again, looking for Pope once again, and gets himself inside the goal line. Elliott Pope Jr. has been the MVP of the second quarter for the Nashville offense. Snap the ball once again, and he's going to find his target in Easton King, who's going to get inside the 5, trying to drag himself inside, but will get dragged out just inside, just inbounds, and Nashville will have to use their final timeout with 5 seconds left. If you're a betting man, is this going to be a kick, or are they going to risk it?
You know, I like the call here to go for the field goal. Take the easy points because you look kind of funny if you try and go for it and mess up. This is just a chip shot. This should see Nashville take the lead.
And this will be quite the turnaround after Albuquerque scoring 9 straight points to start off the game, as Franz will get the field goal up and good. It'll be 10-9 with 3 seconds left in the second quarter. And right now, if things stand still and Albuquerque, knock on wood if you're a Nashville fan, do not get a return deep enough, they're going to get the lead come to halftime. They are going to kick this football away. It's going to land at the 5-yard line, get past the 20, and he looks like, yeah, he's going to get right down to around the 29. No chance for another play, and that is going to be the end of the first half. 10-9 is your score after the first half. Both these teams, kind of struggling on either ends of the football. Tyler, what do you think of this first half?
Just like there's going to be a tale of 2 halves, there's been a tale of 2 quarters and 2 sides of the coin. First quarter, we ended 6-0 after some great takeaways, 3 in a row for Albuquerque to set them up early, but then they just kind of fizzled. The reactor just wasn't cooking at the moment, and so Nashville take advantage in the second half. Elliott Pope gets back involved, Isaac Knox gets involved for a score, and Nashville come right back. If I'm Albuquerque, the defense has played pretty well, for most of this game, except in the moments when it didn't count, when they needed to hold strong late in their own territory. It just kind of fell away from them. I have to tell my defense, you got to come out here. You got to keep us close. The more you do that, the better we'll play. And we got to stop that man, Elliott Pope Jr., over 140 yards receiving. He is a dangerous man here tonight. But Nashville, keep him hot and keep this offense moving, and it might be a win on the road for Nashville.
Yeah, last week it was Easton King that was the big performer with 123 yards for Nashville, but this time a $143 for Elliott Pope Jr. in the first half as we welcome you back to Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is currently a 10-9 lead for the away side of the Nashville Temple, but Albuquerque will start with the ball first as we are kicking things off for the second half, and that baby has been kicked deep inside the end zone. They will go back for a touchback, and it'll be Albuquerque's first chance to retake the lead on this drive.
Well, how do you start this next half? This is going to be a telling sign whether or not the halftime team talks changed anything, changed any of the mentality here for Albuquerque. Do they try and go more running with Craig Reynolds and try and get the ground game going again? You're only down by 1, the first time you've not led in this football game.
And they will throw for first down and find an open receiver, Bobby Tarantino, on the right side. And another missed interception has led to another catch and run. And that is a quick first down for the Albuquerque offense.
They really like sending Tarantino on those deep corner routes because it's really worked pretty well. And that's a bit closer this time for Bentley Bonner. Nearly taken away. It would have been his second interception, hypothetically, if he had caught both. But just enough on the throw from Dots again, just to outwit and outpace the quarterback.
26 yards is the catch to Bobby Tarantino. It'll be 1st and 10. It'll be a toss-off to Watson as he tries to move forward, but that second line of defense from the Nashville Tempo, that linebacking core has been key to the task over the last 10 minutes of play.
I really think when they try and run that play, it's just takes too long to develop. The back doesn't get forward enough, quickly enough, and that allows for the linebackers to come up and make those tackles.
2nd and 10, the offset running back formation we've seen a lot from Albuquerque so far. It will be an inside handoff, this time to Craig Reynolds, and he will get a little bit of success. Well, Brock Busey, part of that tackling crew. It'll be 3-yard gain for 3rd and 7.
Buck Busey with another great tackle, and again, as Albuquerque try and change things up, known to be pass heavy on 2nd down in this football game, recognizing the change in pace and change of game plan for Nashville.
Dots setting back, finds his lone receiver on the right side, and it is incomplete. The Nashville secondary doing well to stay on the receivers, and that's going to be 4th down.
This time Bonner was right stride for stride with Clarence Lee, who has yet to get his first reception of the game. And Bonner does a great job of just not really delaying Clarence to get into range for a catch, but just being a presence where he has to try and go around him. That's just excellent coverage.
And yeah, instead of going for the interception, he stays with his man instead. And that was the difference maker on that incompletion. Nashville will start themselves at the 25-yard line. Their last couple drives have been very successful to end the half. And now it's all about carrying that momentum into this 3rd quarter. They're going to set up split backs on 1st and 10. 2 receivers on opposite sides. And James is going to pass on 1st down, and his pocket collapses fairly quickly. A cavalcade of different Albuquerque linebackers. The highlighted player, I'd give Sonny Sky a half sack there at least. There was a couple defenders in the vicinity.
It was only a matter of time before Albuquerque came down. They sent 6 on the blitz, and there was only 5 linemen, and so something had to give, and if Ocean James wasn't going to get rid of the football, he was going to take a sack, and that's exactly what happened.
I'd give a little credit to the defensive end, Seth Harrison, getting involved in that play as well. Might have tripped up James on the sack. But nonetheless, they're going to pass on 2nd down, looking for King. But 2 defenders in the vicinity, including Sullivan Tyson, is going to force an incompletion, 3rd and 12.
Nashville overcompensating. They're having the the halfback stay back to block, but Albuquerque only said 5, and so that allows for another defender to be out in coverage, and that's what helped lead to that incompletion.
Trips bunch tight on the right side. They're going to set Pope in motion. This has worked a few times, but they do have a defender, Albuquerque does, on that side as well. Roll out to the left for James on third down is going to find Pope Jr. to get the first down on an in route, and that's big for Nashville.
And they just try and play back in coverage. They sit too deep in their zones, do the Adams. And just take a look again. And that's throwing across his body. Doesn't even take a stride to throw it. And that's just an excellent pass for Motion James to move the chains to Elliot Pope. His favorite man tonight, already 164 yards.
Yeah, definitely threatening 200 at this point. If I'm Albuquerque, I might be starting to double team Elliot Pope Jr. But nonetheless, it's 1st and 10 once again. They're going to go split backs, hand off to Isaac Knox, who's going to rumble his way forward and push through a couple defenders for 5 yards, set up a second and open playbook at 5 yards.
And that's just Knox, just leveraging himself, all 235 pounds of him, over Sidney Galloway, only 201 at the cornerback spot, and just bullying his way for 5 yards.
Going to be an I formation and 2nd and 5, fullback and halfback on the backside. They're going to hand things off to Tino Sosa and Dylan Bamsler, the strong safety, coming in on the pursuit to stop Sosa. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
What do you come up with here, Nashville? You're 3rd and 4, 3rd and medium. The swing pass has worked pretty well, but you have usually used a couple more wide receivers than this. I would almost say they're going to go and run it here.
Yeah, this would be the formation to run it, but instead they pass and they have a dump off to Isaac Knox, who fumbles and is recovered by Sonny Sky. Man, Sonny Sky's been everywhere in this game, and Albuquerque has the football back on their fourth turnover of the game.
I am shocked, Brett, at just the amount of turnovers we've seen tonight. We usually don't see this many, even in the SFLm, but it's just a good show from this defense who have forced these turnovers. I wouldn't really say that Knox fumbled the football. I think that he was forced to fumble because of the hit from Albuquerque, and it just goes to show you what a great defense that Albuquerque has. Now, the big thing is they really haven't capitalized on too many of these turnovers, only leading to field goals.
Yeah, and once again, they look to start with the run game. They toss the ball out to Reynolds, but only gets a yard out of it. And let's give credit to Maxwell Quimby. We haven't said his name a lot in this game, but that's a second forced fumble of the matchup, leading to the Sunny Sky recovery. And Albuquerque might be in good position, but like you said, they have not done really well in these opportunities with the turnovers. 2nd and 9, Dots is going to toss that football and overthrows his target just by a little bit. Looked to be Williams' direction, but just couldn't get his hands on it. 3rd and 9.
And unfortunately for Williams, he just doesn't have the speed to catch up to the football. Dots may be getting a little happy feet as the pressure was barreling in on him.
And now there's no doubts about it. 4 receivers set on 3rd down. They have an offset running back. There's going to be a 5-step drop from Dots, who's going to toss over the left side. Open target in Dalton Barker, and he's got himself some space on the left side. Can he beat the defender? No, he cannot. Chris Delro with the touchdown saving stop. Stops him at the 5-yard line.
That's insane. How much more wide open can you get? There's no one behind him. Either it's some miscommunication from Nashville or just an excellent play designed to fool the defense. But either way, what a play from Albuquerque to get them into 1st and goal.
And now the big quest for them is to cross that end zone marker. We've seen this 3 times, and 3 times have resulted in field goals. 1st and goal to Craig Reynolds, and he's going to push himself through to the end zone for his first touchdown of the season. Put 6 on the board, or second touchdown, I should say. Put 6 on the board for Albuquerque.
Easy as you would like. Couple nice little hurdles there from Reynolds. He gets some help from the tight end Tyler Gregory as his fullback, and just following him all the way in for an untouched touchdown at Albuquerque with a nice drive, a couple of good passes and play calls to get them back the lead.
And the kick from Janikowski on the extra point is up and good, regaining the 6-point lead they had prior. 16-10 is your current score halfway through this third quarter. The 2024 SFL convention is headed to South Shore Harbor Resort in League City, Texas, just south of Houston, July 12th to 14th, featuring live games, flag football, a golf tournament, tailgate, pool party, and much more. For all the convention details, visit simulationfl.net/news/convention to reserve your room, see the event schedule, and more. Nashville's going to start themselves off at around the 30-yard line once again. And now if you're Nashville, you just lost the lead once again. What is your game plan to get points on the board?
If I'm the coach, I'm looking at all my players and saying, well, it's finally bit us in the back. We've finally given up points off of a turnover that are more than a field goal. Now we're in the thick of it. Now we have to come back from another 6-point deficit. We've done that before. Let's go out and do it again. This time, let's try and maintain some ball security this time around.
Yeah, update from the other side. It is a tie game, 7-7 in the Battle of Pennsylvania. As another tough catch from Pope Jr. gets 8 yards. And Elliot Pope Jr. has completely stole the show in the Nashville offense.
I mean, can we give him multiple Retroid nice hands catch of the game partner? Because he's had a couple tonight.
Well, we might as well just say the ad read right now. That's been your nice hands catches of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23. Isaac Knox getting himself an extra yard to make it 3rd and 1. And it is now decision time on what you want to do on this 3rd and 1.
Absolutely. Hey, this just feels weird. You having to do all the ad reads, and I'm just sitting here trying to make you sound pretty. This is quite an interesting experience. But this is a nice look for Nashville. They could try and go up the gut here.
Up the gut. They look to go to Knox's way, the big power back, but instead get stifled by the defensive linebacking core once again, and it's going to be 4th and 1.
Albuquerque realized that's probably the play call, especially with that heavy eye look, and a brilliant stop for Albuquerque. And now is the time, if you're the Adams, can we do what we didn't do in the first quarter and pull away?
Now it's a big goal here as the catch is returned, and we'll get up to the 28-yard line. And that touchdown's big for Albuquerque. You finally crossed that proverbial marker that you've been trying oh so hard to on that 4th try. 4th time's a charm if you're an Albuquerque fan. And now you've got an opportunity to break this lead open to a multi-score lead. And especially when you get to the latter stages of the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter, it makes it tougher for the opposing team to get back into this. So I'm looking for blood if I'm Albuquerque. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. They've got a 3-receiver set. The offset running back to the left of Dots. And Dots is going to throw on 1st down, trying to find Barker. But the hands get deflected. Great work from Bentley Bonner to deflect the football away for 2nd down.
And slowly but surely, as this game has progressed, Bonner has gotten closer and closer to those outside passing lanes. Now finally getting a couple fingertips on the football. I could easily see an interception coming Bonner's way later in this game if the passing continues in his direction.
2nd down, Dots to throw again. Look out for Darshington on the other side. He looks for Barker's way again, and it's in and out of his hands. The hit looked to jar the ball loose enough to get away from Barker's hands. 3rd and 10.
Bonner is getting closer and closer, and he's getting hotter and hotter as this game progresses. He's recognizing the routes, reading the quarterback size, and being in the area he needs to be to hold up play. And it's 3rd and down. One more stop here for Nashville to get their offense back on the field.
4 receivers, 2 on either side. He roll out right. There's going to be a flag on the play on this incompletion, in and out of the hands of Bobby Tarantino. And it looks to be an illegal receiver downfield. So that's going to be moot on this case. It's going to be 4th and 10.
One of the offensive linemen just maybe trying to protect the line of scrimmage just a bit more on the rollout, and he pays the price. And that's a punt after the play. now upcoming for Albuquerque, and the Nashville offense gets a chance to respond now.
A big opportunity for Nashville to either get this deficit a little bit closer via field goal or get themselves a touchdown to get that 1-point lead back as Pope Jr. gets the punt return to the 42-yard line. And the big goal for Nashville, I'd say, is to get 6.
And really, when Nashville has crossed midfield and gotten inside the 30-yard line, that is when things start to happen for the Tempo.
Split backs formation on 1st and 10. 2 receivers on either side. Will be a pass on 1st down. James to step back. And it'll be in and out of the hands of Pope Jr. Looking at that in route, maybe was focused on running more than catching, which resulted in incompletion. 2nd and 10.
1st down not really working here for Nashville. Now, how do they respond here on 2nd down? You've just forced a punt. 2 wideouts near side. I'd love to see them with a nice little out route on the outside. I'm just a fan of out routes. That's all I'll say.
Like you said, a split back formation. They decided to go with 2 receivers, but instead they're going to move Easton King. They're going to motion him from the slot side to the outside on the left. Seeing that it's now man for Albuquerque. Play clock down to 3. They are going to hand this ball off to Isaac Knox, and a big hit from the linebacking core of Albuquerque does not get Nashville too much further, maybe 2 or 3 yards on that play. 3rd and 7. If you're Nashville, this is a big 3rd and 7. They got trips to the right. They're going to pass. James's pocket slowly dwindling down and does not find Easton King down the middle of the field. Maybe a little off target on that pass is going to force a 4th and 7.
Too many neon green jerseys over the middle of the field, and Ocean James is lucky to get away with that pass and having it not go back the other way, though that will force another punt.
Again, it feels like a repeated story. Nashville's offense kind of stifling a little bit. Another punt going Albuquerque's way. It's going to be returned at about the 12-yard line, and we'll get a couple yards out of it, close to the touchback line, the 19. And Albuquerque back out on the field offensively, looking to extend their lead.
This is, again, shades of the 1st quarter, where they're going to need a bit more composure to pull away comparatively to that first quarter where they were not. And it just starts with just settling your quarterback down a little bit, maybe a little bit over aggressive in that 1st quarter, which led to Nashville coming back. Now you really have to get back into this one, and I'd say use Reynolds. Use Reynolds more than you have.
Yeah, they haven't used him a lot. It's been a lot of Roquan dots through this game. I believe Reynolds is still under 10 carries in this contest. Played it, clock down to 6. They will hand it off to Reynolds on 1st down. He's got wide open space on the right side as he crosses midfield, and there's only a couple defenders to beat, but they're creeping up on him as he steps out of bounds. You talk about Craig Reynolds making an impact in this 3rd quarter. That's how you make it.
Absolutely. Good blocking for the outside, but Reynolds just finds the gap and explodes forward for the good run, and he's just moved Albuquerque to just in the outside of field goal range. Need a few more runs like that, my friend, and you'll be back in the end zone.
A big 40-plus yard run for Craig Reynolds gets him up to 90 yards, which was better than last week. He only got to 66 on 18 carries, and one big run can sometimes change the outlook of your game performance. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line for Albuquerque. They shift the tight end in motion to the right side. It'll be pass on 1st down. Dotz looking to get himself through, sheds a sack attempt, and finds Tyler Gregory to get himself 2 yards, turning a 3-yard sack into a 2-yard gain by elusively getting away from that sack.
And that is extremely rare from the quarterback spot, especially in the SFL. We usually even see a couple quarterbacks maybe break a tackle, but very often they're taken down for a sack. And that is what Dotz can do. That is his elusiveness on display here.
Yeah, and if you're looking at all the way down to December when it comes to the 2024 SFL draft, that's got to be one of the things you got to look at when you're looking for a quarterback Down to drop again is Dotson. He's going to find Williams over to the right side. Open target. Going to get himself inside the 15-yard line. And Albuquerque's pass offense is cooking once again.
And they're just starting to break down this Nashville defense, who's just sitting in their zones, a cover two with only 2 high safeties, and that outside on that right edge was vulnerable, and a beautiful pass to get Williams involved. And now they're moving just outside the 10-yard line.
Another touchdown saving tackle from Marcus Freeman. He's had 3 of those tonight as he continues to try to help out Nashville, but Albuquerque threatening. Dots to throw ahead, looking for Williams once more, but it's in and out of the hands. It's between Williams and Delro trying to jostle for the football, and it lands on the ground.
Again, it's another one of those good little passes from Dots toward the end zone, which result in a much better throw. He's just going to keep doing that. He's got to realize that his receivers will catch those eventually, just not at the moment.
Joshua Williams has definitely all the confidence in the world with Roquan Dots in this game. He's saying just keep slinging that football. 2nd and 10. They're going to move all 3 receivers to the right side. It's going to be a play fake back to Williams once again. But this time, it's over the outstretched hands, 3rd and 10.
Again, they're just trying to hit the end zone, but you only need 10 yards, so you could take a page out of the playbook of Nashville and try and run a swing pass for a few yards and get some. But now, it almost looks like Nashville's going to cover the first 8 yards, so you might have to go back to the end zone here.
Yeah, and they love this 4-receiver set on 3rd and deep. We got 3rd and 10 here. It's going to be a rollout to the left. And a pursuit. Darshington almost gets to it, but it finds his man as Lee gets himself a touchdown. Clarence Lee with his first catch and his first touchdown of the season puts 6 on the board for Albuquerque.
Been a long time. His 4th reception of the season, but yes, his first touchdown. And he's been looking for one all night tonight, but what a way to get it. Just a tipped ball. A tip ball from Bonner, who's been so close all game long. It's an unlucky bounce. And Albuquerque is going to take advantage and take a 2-score lead.
And it's a big 2-score lead at this point. Right now it's 12 points. That is 2 full possessions Nashville has to get through. They've only gotten to the end zone once. The extra point is up and good. We're going to make that 23-10 for the Albuquerque Adams as they start to open this game a little bit more. Have you ever wanted to be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster? We are looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you. I'm looking at you, Eduardo Pena, to join the team for the next minor league season kicking off next month. Please visit sfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and get your voice on the call as the return gets all the way up to the 38-yard line. But we do have a face mask getting called against Albuquerque, which will push them a little bit more forward.
A free 10 yards there for Easton King. But I do got to say here, Brett, if the SFLm season is going to be starting next month, well, what is this? What's this game? What's this week 2 SFLm game? Are we doing double SFLm seasons or something?
It's the SFLmm. It's the minor league of the minor league.
I see. I understand now. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, you got it. SFLmm action, 23-10 Albuquerque as Nashville has the ball starting off at the 44-yard line. They're going to start their 1st and 10, handing it off to Isaac Knox, who's going to push his way forward to get the first down. And quick, just like that, Isaac Knox making a presence on this drive.
And this is what he can do. He's able to fight through the trenches and able to fight off everybody. All the big linebackers over the middle have to double team him in order to bring him down because he is just that man. He is that wrecking ball that we see like he's a T-Roy Gaines or a BDG Hollywood who's able to shrug off tacklers with ease.
And he did a lot of work with that power game last season with Chicago. Now moving forward with Nashville as Tino Sosa is dropped behind the line of scrimmage, and now it's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Nashville offense. And this is going to be your deciding marker. If you can get past that first whoa, and you will, and they'll get themselves a 10-yard catch from who else other than Elliott Pope Jr. coming in again when they need him to, 3rd and 1.
Again, all over the field, over 170 yards now, make it 180 on the dot. he's just been all over. Though, with a one-man running the show, it leads to the defense trying to narrow in on him. 3rd and 1. He's nowhere to be seen.
Final play of the third quarter as Isaac Knox will stretch himself past the first down marker, will get himself a little bit more, and that is what you need out of your power back, is first downs and a little bit extra. As we see the replay, great work from the fullback to give a little bit extra space and get to the 30-yard line, as we're going to end things here in the third quarter. 23-10. Albuquerque has spread things open a little bit, but Nashville is threatening. We'll be right back. The SFLm here on YouTube.
Any rebroadcast presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Thank you, Albino Superman, as we are back in Albuquerque. This is Canadian Superman, Mr. Brett Solberg, along with Minnesotan Superman, Mr. Tyler Falk. Albuquerque currently leading this 23-10, but Nashville at the 28-yard line looking to get some points on this drive. Split backs formation, 1st and 10. And they're going to hand things off once again to Isaac Knox, who is going to get a little bit of tough grounds, and they will throw a flag out on the field. Let's see what the penalty is. That's going to be a personal foul face mask. So that's going to be 15 yards and a free first down for Nashville.
That's Dustin Koske. I think I'm pronouncing that, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. My apologies, Dustin, but it's going to hurt your team a little bit as Nashville move inside the red zone, deep inside the red zone now.
It's a 13-yard line is where they're going to place the football. And again, they're going split backs on first down. It's going to be another handoff to Knox, who's got a wide open space, doesn't get the first down. They're going to give him a very non-generous 8 yards. That looked to be 9 myself, but nonetheless, yeah, there's the quick and challenge of the spot of the football, all for a battle of a yard, but nonetheless, we're going to take another retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. Tyler, talk to me about it.
For the nitty-gritty, this is all to maybe spark something within that defense for Nashville, and let's take a look under the hood. Knox, who usually can fight off defenders under poundage of him, but a good double tackle here. Yes, I do think he is well short of the line to gain.
Definitely short of the line to gain, but are they going to give him at least an extra yard on this and technically overturn this call? And they will. And you and I both agree, Tyler, it's definitely short of the first down, but it's definitely going to be, an inches to 1 yard scenario on the second down.
So it gets them closer here for Nashville. Now the big thing is, can they punch it in? Last time they were down here, they ran a little swing pass to that man right there, Knox, who was already 4 yards more production on the ground than he had last week.
Albuquerque's got the house here on 2nd and 1. They got 5 on the line, 2 on the outside, another one on the right, and they got 2 lining up threatening. They're going to push forward with Isaac Knox, who cannot get any further than the line of scrimmage. Albuquerque's defense up to the task. Coleman with the tackle, 3rd and 1.
Coleman and Sullivan, Tyson, blasting back Knox with authority, saying this door's closed for at least another down.
Big 3rd and 1 for Nashville. You have to think if they don't convert this, they got to go for 4th, but they're going to go Tino Sosa's way, and he's going to push his way through. Say good night, Mr. Sullivan Tyson. Sosa's got himself to the end zone, put 6 on the board for Nashville.
First touchdown of the season for Tino Sosa. An excellent play call from Albuquerque onto the outside as the defense backed up, maybe thinking again, they're going to try and go up the middle for the yard. No, Sosa's going to take the outside and get into the house for 6, and they have that extended lead again, 7 in total.
Sosa having a little bit of troubles throughout this game, definitely got the monkey off his back, and definitely got the points Nashville needed as we await the extra point. From Franz is going to be up and good. It's going to make this 23-17, and more importantly for Nashville, still 9 minutes on the board left for them to come back in this game. And we want to remind you that APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. As Lee will get himself to the 33-yard line for Albuquerque. If I'm the Adams, I'm looking to get that multi-drive point lead back.
I think the big thing is Albuquerque's not afraid to use a carousel of players returning the football, try and give everyone a chance to maybe break one big off all the way for a touchdown. But here's the big thing now if you're Albuquerque. Nashville's trying to remain step for step with you. You thought you put them away. You thought your defense would be able to hold on the last drive, but now you're back to within only a score lead. You have to maintain the momentum from last drive and score again.
And there's a lot of ways Albuquerque can go with this. They can shut the clock. They can do whatever they like. But the first play, they're going to go Craig Reynolds' way on a toss play for 2 yards. Nashville is ready for it. Update on the Battle of Pennsylvania. Philadelphia currently up 14-7 with rookie quarterback Brock Williams with 173 passing yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Definitely looking better than he did last week for sure. 2nd and 8. Back to throw. He's going to find open target. No, it's going to be intercepted instead. Nashville has a breath of life coming in, and it's going to be intercepted by one of their linebackers. And this is going to be an opportunity for Nashville to take the lead.
Oh, you had the momentum, Albuquerque. Had it, but a great heads-up play. You're trying to fit in Williams, who has not been the most reliable target tonight. And again, Short takes advantage here for Nashville. They get in the right place to get the pass, and that's the first takeaway of the game for the Tempo, and it could not have come at a better time.
Man, and you can safely say a pass thrown short leads to Short getting the interception, and Nashville in prime territory at the 40-yard line. Their offense has been cooking over the last, quarter and a half. Can they continue and get 6 more points? Roll out to the left for James. Finds an open target. That's going to be Nate LeMay getting his first catch of the game.
Oh, they're definitely not short on these passing attempts here from Ocean James. The big thing now is, can they keep this momentum? Nice little rollout, which makes that linebacker, number 59, he comes up close to the line of scrimmage, expecting to have to try and contain James, but instead, James flips it over the top to LeMay and gets things going.
Very good balanced stat sheet for Ocean James after a very tough first quarter. 18-31 is what you see out of it. Still has the 2 picks to his name, but has stayed clean over the last 2.5 quarters of this football game. Handoff, gonna go to Isaac Knox's way. He pushes past his offensive lineman to get 7 yards. We talk about unbridled strength from running backs. Isaac Knox has got to be the strongest minor league running back out there.
He's so tough to bring down. You have to do what Albuquerque did to finally finish him off, is bring 2 defenders down to snuff him out and to hold him up, because right now he is running like a man possessed, an animal that's just waiting to break free from the chains.
And that's what you need out of your running backs in this stage. You want to come back in this game, possibly retake the lead on this drive. You need your running backs to be that unbridled rage, as Tino Sosa will get himself the first down and move the chains forward for Nashville.
Boyd with confidence after the touchdown the last drive gets some great blocks from his offensive lineman on the right-hand side, that strong side of the line, which is typically known for helping setting larger blocks, and that's really where the battle commences on the line. And now they try and go run weak side.
Yeah, they toss the play this time, but it gets stopped by the Albuquerque defense. Seth Harrison coming in from the edge rush to force Nashville to lose 3 yards. 2nd and 13.
That's just the difference, because we see a lot more of the star power of this offensive line. Harrison making another great play on that weak side.
And James has plenty of time on the right, on the side, tries to throw. Oppo doesn't get to Pope Jr., throws it a little bit short. They were looking end zone, Tyler.
Well, he was thinking that, well, the Pope might know how to walk on water, so let's just try and find his feet, and maybe he'll kick the ball up into his hands, but not that time. 3rd and long upcoming.
And you'd have to think The confidence is there with Ocean James. He has been fairly good in this second half. 3rd and 13 coming up. They got 3 receivers on the left side. More importantly, they're going to dump things off. See, Isaac Knox can get some yards, but it only gets 3. Harrison doing a great job again, getting to the running back. It's going to be 4th and 10, and it's going to be decision time for Nashville.
Here's why I like that play. Instead of trying to force a pass into the end zone and maybe into double coverage, they're like, all right, let's set up our kicker for an easy field goal opportunity.
And it's going to be wide left from Charles Franz. It looked to be automatic, but he's never had a kick further than 27 aside from last week. And maybe he was trying to play into the wind too much, which resulted in wide left.
Oh my goodness. Just when it might be a stroke of genius trying to be conservative, you have time, your defense just forced a turnover, then that happens. Now your defense has to go out and make a play again, and now instead of looking at just a field goal deficit, you're still looking at a touchdown deficit.
Yeah, Albuquerque has to be just drooling at the mouth in this opportunity. They've got themselves another chance to break this lead open with 6 minutes and 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 7-step drop for Dots, looking for something deep. Finds Buckner on the right side. He beats the defender. He's got plenty of space to beat to the 20, and he gets himself stifled at the 20-yard line. Dalton Barker with the athleticism once again. One play to the red zone goes Albuquerque.
How in the world does that pass hit the hands of Barker? It just phased, just unlikely, unreal pass from Rokon Dots that gets Albuquerque all the way down to just outside the 20-yard line.
And it's been those big plays from Albuquerque that has really helped them out in this game. We've seen multiple 30-plus yard catches from Barker, from Tarantino. We've seen it from Lee as well as they hand it off over to Watson, looking to get some yards, and he does get 5 on the stretch run. But Albuquerque is rolling right now after that huge catch and run from Dalton Barker.
Albuquerque score more than 3. Nashville is we're going to see an up-tempo offense, that's for sure. No matter what, they might be down by 2 scores unless this defense can come away with only their second turnover of the game.
Any points on the board for Albuquerque results in at least a 9-point game, as Reynolds, trying to find open space, only gets 2 yards, which leads to a 3rd and 1 for Albuquerque.
Quick score update from the Keystone Cup in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Philly. 21-7. Jared Dumas catches his first career touchdown, a 62-yard snag. Williams' 3rd passing touchdown tonight as they try and push forward again. Here with Watson, won't get it, taken down by Short. Short again, stopping him short.
Yeah, and again, it's been the linebacking core for both these teams working so well. It's now going to be 4th and inches. And now for the 5th time in this game, we're going to see Sebastian Janikowski coming in, this time a 29-yard attempt from the left hash.
Wind going right to left.
And it's going to be up and good right down the center. And it's going to make it a 9-point lead with 4:25 left to go. Now the score is 26-17 in favor of the Albuquerque Adams. SFLm Season 9 continues next Friday, beginning at 6:30 Eastern with Nashville and Lexington, plus coverage of Pittsburgh and Bossier City. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern, Chicago visits Albuquerque and San Jose visits Philadelphia. Come back next week for more SFLm action right here on YouTube. Kick is up and away and will land at the 1-yard line. Easton King's got a lot of ground to catch up to, but he will cross the 30-yard line before getting touched and will get up to the 34-yard line. And now with 4:19 left to go, Nashville's got to hurry things up.
One of his best returns all night. We'll take a look again. That's a good 33-yard return. He's got over 150 on the return, which will help Nashville on this drive, a bit better field position than most teams average. But now can Nashville drive down the field again? They're down by 2 scores. If they try and be conservative, if they play a softer tempo, if the rhythm is slow, this might be a doomsday scenario for the Temple.
Toss play on 1st down to Isaac Knox. See what he can establish to start things off. but only gets 2 yards. Dylan Bamsler, part of the tackling crew that got to him, 2nd and 8.
And already they're hurrying back to the line, trying to, even though they're running the football and trying to maintain their offensive structure, they know they have to get down to the field in a hurry.
No mess about it. We're not even at 20 seconds on the game clock yet. They're going to go pass on 2nd down, dump things off to Tino Sosa, who's got space on the right side, decides to go out of bounds, stops the clock, 3rd and 1 with 3:52.
Good awareness there, realizing that, we don't want to have to waste a timeout outside of 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and pick up a good chunk of yards, get out of bounds, and make this 3rd down fairly easy. 3rd downs tonight really haven't been easy for either team.
No, both teams struggling on 3rd down conversions. We don't have official numbers, but we can say for certain they've definitely been a little bit of a struggle. They're going to decide to move Krista Matz over to the left side. A handoff to Denox, who gets plenty of space and continues moving past midfield all the way to the 47-yard line. And there's that power football, that Smashville offense getting themselves that 1st down.
Go on the left-hand side. It's an off-guard run, inside tackle run. We don't see very often. A little zone, outside zone run, which helps sets them up quickly. And now comes the hurry-up offense.
Yeah, they're quickly getting to the line once again, setting things up. Split backs, 2 receivers on the right. And once again, hand things off to Sosa, who's got wide open space down the middle. He's going to stretch himself a little bit left and will get the 1st down. And they are going to hurry things up here as they get themselves close to the 35-yard line. It'll be a quick step drop, and we'll try to find Easton King, but it is incomplete. In and out of his hands on the hit, 2nd and 10.
Not the worst thing that could happen there. It stops the clock and it allows them to reset, maybe bring an extra wide receiver 2 on the field. Indeed, that's exactly what they do. It'll be a 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide receiver set.
Yeah, they got 4 wide, and my main guy looks to be Elliot Pope Jr. on the slot side of that right area. 5-step drop from James, looking to find his target, finds it, and it's wide open space in the end zone. Another 6 on the board. Give that man another 6, and Nashville has themselves a closer deficit.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Nashville. They throw Hayes in there. It was a 5-man rush for Albuquerque, and the Albuquerque Adams and the rest of them play man-to-man, but Hayes just undercuts Sullivan Tyson and just outraces into the end zone, and Nashville is back within a field goal. And everything's still to play for. 3:08 to go. Now it's all on the Nashville tempo defense to hold them again.
Sometimes your big plays come from your most unsuspecting players. As you heard me try to shuffle on that call, trying to find this dude's name, but Haynes gets this game now within 2 points, and Nashville with a breath of life with 3:08 left to go. Will they kick this off, or where are they going to go onside?
I would try and kick it off deep here. Still got time. The defense has made a lot of great plays here in this 4th quarter. They just cannot allow what happened on the last drive and a long bomb to Dalton Barker to happen again. They have to keep everything in front of them.
And they're going to get a nice kickoff, but the return is equally as good. Getting past the 35-yard line to the 36. Clarence Lee once again, I would say probably the better of the 3 that we've seen on kick returns so far in this game. Good field position start for Albuquerque.
He's got a little bit more elusiveness to him. He's a bit more agile. He's able to filter his way forward and recognize where Nashville's coming down. He's able just to sneak out of the weak leg tackles. And now, how does Albuquerque come about this? We've seen a lot of passes tonight. We've seen a lot of passes, but here in the second half, when things matter the most to try and salt away games and keep the score on your side, we've seen Craig Reynolds come alive with a couple of big runs. You can go either direction here from Albuquerque, but they're going to start with Reynolds.
Yeah, Reynolds inside run, and Nashville ready for the task, but this is probably Albuquerque's plan, to shed the clock and give Nashville a more insurmountable chance. But the big thing, they've got to get that 1st down first, but now it's 2nd and 7.
Still a little bit of hurry up from this Albuquerque offense. We might not see them snap for another 15 or so seconds, but just maybe trying to wear down this Nashville defense by getting up to the line quickly.
Yeah, and anything says it's a toss play, and it will be, and it was properly handled by the Nashville defense. They knew they were going Watson's way. More than likely an offset would lead to a toss, and they only get a couple more yards out of it. Now it's 3rd and 4.
Big 3rd down for Nashville. You got the touchdown. This is what your offense needs. They need a stop. This is all they've been working for all week long. This is it.
And more than likely, they will indeed move this all the way to the 2-minute warning. Albuquerque holding on to a narrow 26-24 lead with 120 seconds left to go. Do not go anywhere. This is going to be exciting football, folks. We are back. 120 seconds left to go in this game. 26-24 is your score in favor of Albuquerque. Big 3rd down coming up. Handoff to Watson and gets stuffed by the Nashville defense. Nashville will call their first timeout, but more importantly, they are going to get the football back.
Jamal Ballard in only his 2nd SFLm game of his career with the most clutch tackle of his young career and of the ball game, which gets the Nashville offense back out on the field.
And now Albuquerque looking to pin Nashville as deep as they can, but there's plenty of space for Elliott Pope Jr. to run down. He gets all the way up to the 21-yard line. Let's call that basically a touchback. 80 yards for Nashville to get to the end zone, but they don't need to get to the end zone. They can win it with a field goal.
They need I'd say about 55 yards to be in make range. 50 yards will be on the outskirts for this young kicker, for Franz. But here, this is going to be this is going to be the test of character for Nashville. Are they able to keep this win streak going, or will they fall for the first time this season and see Albuquerque come away with their first win? This is what the SFLm is. Who is on the right development path? Who comes away with the clutch statement to help boost their draft stock?
1st and 10, a minute 47 left. They're going to swing things off to Isaac Knox, who's going to push himself forward for 9.999 yards, 2nd and inches.
It's a good start, but the clock will roll. And if I'm Nashville, yes, the clock is rolling. We want time on our side here at this point, but they're still trying to figure out whether or not too fast, how fast is too fast and how slow is too slow. You might not see too many more of those little slower plays, and as much time is being taken off the clock. Now they really got to go.
It's going to be another handoff, this time to Sosa to get the 1st down. And they're not calling a timeout quite yet. The clock will keep running.
We're going to see an immediate flip of philosophy as soon as that clock hits 1 minute. In fact, we're seeing it now. Many more wide receivers on the field this time. 3 wide here for Ocean James. He'll have plenty of targets. Can he find one?
Roll out left to let James go on 1st down. Finds his target deep. And who else other than the Pope himself, Elliott Pope Jr., to get past midfield?
Climbing down the stairway of heaven to come up with another fantastic grab. 200 yards on the top. We got 45 seconds.
And it's counting. Nashville still have not elected to use their 2nd timeout. They're inside the 48-yard line, and they've gone back to the split-back formation with 2 receivers. Game clock down to 33 seconds. Tick, 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 tick. And they are going to snap it. 3-step drop for James. Has time in the pocket. Looking deep for Pope Jr. once again and gets caught. It's going to be inside the 25-yard line with 20 seconds left to go. And they're going to hurry things up. Are they going to stop this football here? No, they're going to look to go again. They're going to swing things out to Tino Sosa, who's going to get himself inside the 20 and out of bounds with 14 seconds left. You'd have to think, if you're Nashville, this has to be field goal range for Charles Franz.
This was a beautiful drive. Yes, they took so much time, and we could feel the anxiety just oozing off all the Nashville fans, but Pope calms all the nerves. He silences the crowd here in Albuquerque and puts the worries of this team hopefully to bed. But, it's 2nd and 5. Do not do anything crazy.
And they're looking to throw here on this first down. They're going to sling it over, and they will find Easton King to inch themselves ever so forward. Second timeout called with 9 seconds left. If you're a betting man, are they going to go one more time, or are they going to settle for this field goal?
Ocean James is still out there. He's going to try and do one more play. They do have another timeout, so it's got to be a quick hitter. This cannot take long.
Right now, this would be from about 29. This would be longer than his 27 from last week. So maybe they're trying to get a little bit more insurance to get that field goal good. And they are going to hand things off to Isaac Knox, who's just going to push himself forward and get this clock down to 3 seconds. And that should be leading to the final play, all on the leg of Charles Franz.
I'm surprised they went to the left hash, Brett, because he missed from the left hash just minutes ago. This is a true redemption here for France. Does Nashville take the win here?
24 yards separates Nashville from their second win of the season. Kick is up, fierce left, but goes down the middle. Nashville wins it on a field goal from Charles Franz and get themselves to 2-0.
Woo! What a game, partner. What a fantastic finish. It had everything. It had drama. It had back and forth. It had a comeback. And it ends in a phenomenal 1-point game. Everyone on the field should be happy with the performance, though one-sidedly more happy than the other. Massive congratulations to Nashville as they come out with the win. Elliott Pope Jr. had himself a banner day. Over 200 receiving yards today, and a much better showing through the air from Ocean James, who completed less than 50% in the win against San Jose last week. He comes away with a much better performance, especially in that second half, to get the score, to get his team involved, and finally to lead them down the field for the game-winning field goal. A phenomenal day for both these defenses. Early led to the offenses showing up late. Partner, I am ecstatic with how tonight's game played. This is exactly what SFLm is all about.
What an absolute start to this Week 2 slate of SFLm football games. We saw a nail-biter here, ladies and gentlemen. Despite 4 turnovers, Nashville gets it done with the game-winning field goal from Charles Franz. Final score 27-26, and that'll do us here. We still got a slate of games: Bossier City, Lexington, Chicago, San Jose, starting at 7 Eastern. Don't go anywhere, SFL fans. I've been Brett Solberg, Tyler Falk in the booth along with me, and producer and commissioner extraordinaire Cameron Irvine helping us out. And we wish you all a bedoo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.